Hello and welcome to another episode of Diablo IV, where we are continuing to explore the 7th season, the season of Witchcraft. This is the episode where I will be going through all the different stuff when it comes to the endgame content, the torment difficulties, also exploring the holiday events and the special events Blizzard has shown off. Now this is going to be a little bit of a disjointed episode because I'll be cutting around, showing off mechanics, bugs, and the endgame content. Now this one will be a pretty long one as well because there was quite a bit that happened this season. Currently level 235, which seems like a lot, but in the grand scheme of experience required for 300, I think I'm less than 25% of the way there. So the first thing I'll be showing off this episode is the lunar event that was done in February. Alright, so Blizzard has released another holiday event. Seek the renewed blessings, the Lunar Awakening has crested into Sanctuary. Harness celestial power. Until February 18th, 2025, activate any shrine in Sanctuary to earn 100% bonus experience, multiplicative, for 2 minutes and an auspicious power. Transmute kills into reputation. Slay enemies while benefiting from a shrine to earn reputation, which can be traded for rewards such as a resplendent spark and a new mount. Dress for the occasion. 5 Lunar Awaken themed armor cosmetics and mount armor bundles are available in Tejal's shop. Stop by to browse her festive wares. We're not going to be doing that because I don't really feel like giving Blizzard any more money right now. Right, so here we have the quest, the Lunar Awakening. Speak with Ying Yue and Ked Bardo. I should speak with Ying Yue and Ked Bardo to learn more about the Lunar Awakening. So this is the same character that did the last Lunar Awakening, which was, I guess, a year ago. Were there 2? I think there was just 1. So, same character.
By the gods, what a sight!
Yes, by the gods. What's going on?
Are you seeing this?
What's going on?
That moon looks ripe, as if you could pluck it off the vine. Ancestors must be having some fun. Even heard the shrines throughout the land are rippling with their spirit, humming the moon's tune, granting fortune to those who earn it. Better go revel in their boons while you still can. Who knows how long this awakening will last?
Okay. And we can ask her a bunch of different things. Now, I have actually talked with her before. This quest, Speak with Ying Yue and Ked Bardo, has happened multiple times. Oh, we got some more... Yeah, okay, so it would say, like, oh, find a shrine. And I didn't get that previously. How are the ancestors feeling about me lately? So there are 10 levels. Previously it kept bugging out, but I guess we did get the next portion of the quest. But first off, let's just do the regular talking. Who are you? I'm not able to click that. I'm really trying. Okay, so it's bugged out. What makes the Lunar Awakening special?
What's not special about it? New delicacies, games of fortune, colorful icons of Shansai all around. It's impossible to be sad here. Never seen the spires of Tongshi's temple nor walked the sacred roads, but it won't stop me from celebrating as hard as any Shen out there. Name's Ying Yue. I'm here for the show, and from the look of it, so are you. My family would go to festivals like this all the time. It feels like a bit of a second home that a second me once lived in. You see, my father's from Zhou, but I grew up in my mother's village nearby.
I do wonder if they'll add Zhou as the next region. They've mentioned it a few times, and I think there are a lot of people from Asia that play, so kind of having this lunar, kind of semi-Chinese event kind of appeals to that audience. I guess that's why they have it. I'm surprised they don't have Easter, because, I mean, Easter is a big deal in Western world. Why are the shrines doing this now?
I'm not sure, but Father always believed Sanctuary was created with 2 moons. Legend says one of the moons descended to Shansai, became the first Shang of folklore. The ancestor of ancestors, whose spirit lives on in everything we do here. I thought it might all be stories from my childhood, but stories come from somewhere, don't they?
Alright, and now I did do a shrine. I'll be cutting to one real soon. But I think I'll just continue on with the quest line right now. I think the ancestors like me.
Gods, you're back. I've been dying of curiosity. What was it like? Oh, right, magical, I know. Oh, Dad would have loved to see all this. You're pretty good at winning over the ancestors. For a demon slayer. Keep it up. The night's still young.
Did we get any more dialogue? Okay, no more dialogue. We did get a magic gift. I'll just trigger this one right now. We'll see roughly what we're dealing with. Not too bad. Oh, we actually got some runes as well. So they once again give you extra rewards if you have the expansion. That's kind of Blizzard's MO at this point. Now, I'm going to cut to a shrine right now, I think. And we'll deal with that. Alright, I'm going to cut to a shrine. And once we get there, I'll show you what's up. Okay, here we go. So we have a shrine right here. An artillery shrine, among other things. So I think not only do they stack with everything. But let's see here. We have the attack speed increase. That's just the regular shrine effect. But we also have gain experience from monster kills. Now the question is if we get bonus experience from other things, because the text that we read about the shrines implied that everything that gives experience is multiplicative. But that may not be the case. I'll have to try and, you know, for example, run off and get myself a whisper right now. See if I get extra bonus experience from that.
Help! I beg you!
Come down here. Oh, okay, I could actually go up there. 2 minutes is a pretty short time window.
It is done.
And then we actually have both of these, which, no, sometimes, yeah, I did get a bunch of experience from that. It seems like I still have the shrine thing. There we go. Very good. 2 minutes is pretty short, I must say. But, you know, I guess it's enough time to get a few levels, maybe. Now, one thing I'm curious about is if the shrines in the pit also give this bonus. It did say all shrines, so I'll have to check that out as well. So we'll be making a cut to the pit to see if they also give the ancestors favor. Alright, here we have a shrine in the pit, and it seems like it's not giving the 200% bonus, unfortunately. So Blizzard claimed that every single shrine would give you the bonus. It appears to not be the case for the pit. Maybe it's every single shrine in the overworld. I'll have to check Helltides as well to see if that is the case as well. So I guess I'll be cutting to a Helltide shrine right now. So it does seem like the Helltides do have shrines. So there seem to be like shrine events specifically. Rescue the Lunar Celebrant. Oh, it doesn't say anything there. Well, we're gonna try to rescue him.
Get them away!
Get them away. We'll do our best. So we have to survive the Miserly Spirit's attack, slay 3 elite Miserly Spirits, and we of course need to crush a bunch of them. Alright. Sounds good. So it's just the pit that doesn't have the shrines. Maybe dungeons as well. Like, I wonder how... Oh, we already did it. And I'm able to activate the shrine. Absolutely killing everything right now. Oh, a treasure goblin. We have to slay the remaining spirits. How many are there left?
Bless you.
Alright, that's perfect. So, answer solved. We can get shrines, I guess, everywhere in the overworld. Dungeons, not sure, but the pit, most definitely not. And I guess that's the lunar event. Alright. Alright, so I have collected enough Ancestors' Favor to conclude the 10th level of the Lunar Awakening. I finished gathering favor with the Ancestors. I should speak with Ying Yue and Kid Bardot. Let's see if she has any dialogue to say now that I am basically complete. Oh, she does. This was quite the experience.
Kudos, Wanderer. Because of you, more celebrants can follow in your footsteps. The awakening is everywhere for the first time, not just in our humble corner. I've been seeing the spirit of this season on everyone's faces. That's all I ever wanted. Thank you. Gods, I can't wait for next year.
So that is it in terms of dialogue. That's right, quest complete, Lunar Awakening. And we are going to select our final things. First off, we have the Magic Mount. Nice. And we have the Greater Gifts from the Ancestors.
Most useful.
Which should contain a Resplendent Spark. There we go. That is the first Resplendent... that is the first Resplendent Spark I've gotten. And I believe you need 3 to craft Mythic equipment. I'm just going to check that real quick now. Okay, apparently you need 2 Resplendent Sparks. So by completing the Coven quest, I would have enough to get a singular Mythic Unique, which is fantastic. So that is one way of getting one of them. Obviously, getting it from bosses is the way to go. So we'll see if I'm able to acquire some of these later on in this episode. So yeah, that was the Chinese lunar event. A little bit of dialogue and a Resplendent Spark. So it was a bit less than the previous year's lunar event when it comes to mechanics, and I think the reward though was pretty decent. It follows the same pattern as the previous Midwinter Blight, where being a bit reduced, a bit less involved, but a decent reward worth doing, kind of unobtrusive. I have mixed feelings about that, but I think it's probably for the best. There are quite a few new additions when playing in Torment. One of those, for this season, is these Magic Grimoires. So we have magic crafting recipes all the way to rare, and I assume that there are legendary ones. Contains the dreaming knowledge on how to craft the occult gem Pointed Finger with Galena. Or contains, well, that's the Phantom String, the Pointed Finger. I have a bunch of duplicates. Contains the waking knowledge on how to craft the occult gem Vile Phylactery. And I think all of these are the waking knowledge. So you have dreaming, you have waking. So if we go to Galena,
Show me.
and we went volume 1 to dreaming occult, we have a few right there. But by doing this, we get ourselves the ability to... I'm not able to trigger these again. Okay, so once we've triggered them, they stop working. Alright. Hopefully we won't be picking these up either. So there's volume 1, the dreaming occult. There's the waking occult. 0 out of 4. Apparently I can create a few of these. And what do I need to create these? I apparently do have a fugitive head. So we can use these to create the different occult abilities. Now I assume that the legendary ones are quite a bit better. And to get one of these, I need, well, skull fragments, first off, as well as some of these weaker ones. So, we're going to hold off for now. I'm going to get some more fugitive heads, and then I'm going to craft a bunch of these. So there are a few more differences I wanted to highlight. The first is that there is now a graphical interface that shows how much, I guess, how many things you need to do to trigger the... overgrowths, I guess they're called. And once one of these events spawns, usually this will turn orange. Now I entered a region where it already started, so maybe that has it glitched out. Something else of note is I now need a lot of Grim Favors to, you know, advance forward. But as you see right there, I just got 100 Grim Favors. I think the way it works, and I could be mistaken, is once you reach Torment 1, the amount of Grim Favors you get is multiplicative by 10. And then for every Torment level, that increases. So at Torment level 2, it's times 20. At Torment level 3, I'm guessing it's times 30. And at Torment level 4, it should be times 40, which is a lot. So even though the required Grim Favors increases a lot exponentially, getting to Torment 4 means that it isn't actually all that bad. Like, it's pretty quick. Now, for the sake of science, let's see if we can find something that should just give me a single Grim Favor. I think we'll go to the Seek, actually. Now, something else of note is that the regular Grim Favors or the regular Whisper events have been removed. You still have the dungeons that are possible. You still have the world bosses. You still have the pit, which can give Grim Favors, and so on and so forth. But you no longer have the, you know, like, go into a cellar, for example. All of those seem to have been replaced with the Hellhaunt ones. So as you can see, there are a bunch of Grim Favors here, but not a single one in Skazglen aside from, you know, the pit. Same thing for every single region. So basically, there are only the Hellhunt regions as well as the Helltide regions. Now, how many of these have I done? 2. I just need 1 more. So this is supposed to give 1. So if my hypothesis of it being times 20 is correct, I should be getting 20. Let's see here. Come on now. There we go. A Seeker. And there we go, we just got 20. That is fantastic. Yes, as you can see here, we triggered an exposed route, so we got the orange graphics right there. Now, one more thing I want to show on this difficulty before we switch to tier 3 is I want to return to the Tree of Whispers and show off what I believe is a bug with the Grimoires. And while we're there, I'll also read the flavor text for the Grimoires, which I forgot to do while showing them off the first time. So we'll be cutting back to the Tree of Whispers with the Grimoires momentarily. Alright, we are back again with the Grimoires. I figured I would read the text right here. In the swamp, we value materials that others might discard. Flesh, bone, claws, feathers. Formidable tools for a learned witch. And it's the same text for all of them. So only the dreaming and, of course, the waking knowledge. We'll see if the legendaries have anything different. Now, because I already have these, like, it's not possible to trigger them. Which means that, see, I was able to trigger a new one. They're stuck in my inventory forever, which is kind of interesting, kind of a bit weird, a bit of a bug. So I actually have to go and sell them because they're not salvageable. There is no bonus to keeping them, so they're just taking valuable inventory space. One thing that is nice is that once we actually trigger these,
bless and thank you.
They no longer spawn, so I won't be getting duplicates now that I've actually used them. So I guess that's why Blizzard never actually patched this, but having to sell these all because there's no way of actually getting rid of them otherwise is a little bit weird. But just wanted to show that quick little bug. So Blizzard has updated the season a bit. They've added this, the tips to master the occult. Gain valuable insights to realize the full power of the coven. Secure Roothold keys. The best place to find Roothold keys is in the silent chests and caches of chaos. Find fugitive heads. Torment 4 provides the best chances of hunting down a headed boss to secure a fugitive head, 10%. Obtain occult gems. Use reclaimed fugitive heads to craft powerful occult gems at the Tree of Whispers to enhance witchcraft powers. Secure Dorian. Complete Chapter 7 of the season's journey by completing 8 of the 10 available objectives to earn Dorian. So they've kind of added this little thing and they've rebalanced stuff. I'll be cutting right now to a breakdown of the different torment difficulties, but basically the drop rates were too low. They have upped them quite a bit and they've added Dorian. One thing that is of note is the different difficulties. So Torment Tier 1, The whispers that you get is multiplicative by 10, as I just showed. However, if you get up to tier 2, it's times 20. Tier 3 and 4 are not, however, any greater than tier 2. You still get 20 times the whisper reward. So there is not really any major difference. Of course, you get more experience per monster kills, and more importantly, fugitive heads have a higher chance of dropping. I believe it used to be 1% chance for fugitive heads on Torment Tier 1 and 4% chance for Torment 4. Now, this was so abysmally low that they rebalanced everything up to 10% Tier 4. The same thing with the Forgotten Altars. It used to be lower. Nowadays, it's 6%. With the Drought Potion, which you can get, it is a flat 50%. I think it might have been multiplicative as well, which was terrible. Nowadays, I believe it's 50% plus. So at tier 4, you have a 60% chance of getting a fugitive head. Now, one thing of note that I do want to illustrate with this season, and it will be interesting to see if this continues into the future seasons, is it has never been easier to level up alt characters. Now, my main character here, level 235, is able to collect Whisper caches at Torment Tier 4. Now, the Whispers have been reworked, so aside from just giving the base experience when you hand in Whispers, the caches themselves contain experience. And at Tier 4, Torment Tier 4, it is very high. So let's just quickly drop into an alt character that I've created. So I created a Druid because, well, I've heard that the Druiding level experience is pretty bad at the start, but that it is quite the powerful character once you get up to the later levels. So here we have Dale. He will be power leveling within a couple minutes to level 60. At that point, he will acquire all the Paragon levels that my other seasonal characters have, and I'll be able to do endgame content with him just like that. Now, previously, leveling up alt characters has been relatively quick. There is a Discord server where you can find people grinding for you, getting experience. That's pretty quick. An additional way is getting some mythics, getting up to level 35, and then putting them on and becoming very, very powerful very, very quickly. Now with the Witchcraft powers, it's actually pretty fast to get the initial levels to begin with, but, you know, we can get it quicker. So here I am putting in all the different Whisper caches. I don't really think it matters which ones I pick. And all we need to do is collect one, and we level up to level 23, just like that. Now, to make sure that we are maximizing our experience, I'll put in an elixir, and I'll grab a second cache, and we level up to 29. Let's get a third, and just like that, we're level 32. I can still not get any more elixirs. Let's, I don't know, spawn like 4 of them. Level 41. Pretty good. Now, I believe I can now use... No, I guess it's level 50. Even more experience. There we go. So you do need to collect quite a few of these. It does take a while. We are, however, level 49, just like that. Can I equip the... No, they're level 50, so just one more. Let's do a legendary. Level 50. Now that'll boost my experience even more. Finally, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So you do actually kind of need a full inventory of these. Ooh, I'm kind of worried that this is not enough, but I think so. Level 59. And then finally, level 60. Just like that. We got our druid in, what, 2 minutes up to level 235. I even got the achievement. I feel like this is a bit broken. This might be patched. It might be so that Torment level Whisper caches are account bound or something, but I'm not quite sure if that would actually help. This might just be the way they are, or Blizzard might rework it. So getting an alt up to a high level, super, super easy in this version of the game. And I think it's kind of fun. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick. Getting to level 60 with the Witchcraft powers and Everything else, like the mythics, would still be very quick, but, you know, this was literally 2 minutes. So with that shown off, let's continue with more endgame content. Alright, so the lunar event just ended, and immediately afterwards a new event has started. Receive Mother's Blessing. From February 18th to the 25th, so only 8 days or so, earn gold and experience at increased rates and claim bonus gifts of the tree caches. Mother's Blessing returns. All players will earn 35% experience and 50% gold at a multiplicative increase rate. And I believe this is just against monsters, so the main XP gain is via pits, but still it's a pretty sizable increase. And Blessings Aplenty. Earn gifts of the tree caches. While Mother's Blessing week is active, you'll also receive a bonus gift of the tree cache, a collection of chaos on returning completed Grim Favors. So you get an extra cache every single time. I hope that means more experience. That would be pretty awesome if that's the case. Alright, let's show off the gift of the tree. So essentially, you have the regular whispers. Let's just select something like the gauntlets. And then when you pop it, you of course get your experience, all your different stuff, all the good things. And you get this, which is the gift of the tree, which is basically an extra cache. So you basically get double cache each single time, which means that whisper events are even better than they were before. So doing the harvests might actually be more XP than doing the pit. I'm actually not quite sure how it is in the current way, because the 35% experience does not impact the glyph or the pit XP for completing a pit. It's only applied to the monsters. Now, to be fair, the whispers don't get boosted either in terms of experience, but still, it does double up essentially. So very strong. So here we are. I'm going to be grabbing a few of these manuals. Once again, same thing happening where they were just dropping endlessly. I might have already used them all. That might have happened. Let's see here. Yeah, equipment. Yeah, it seems like none of these are available right now, so I'm going to have to salvage them all. That means that I've gotten them all, basically. I also believe that I might have unlocked all the powers. There might, yeah, it seems like I did. So all the altars have been found, so that's good.
Come, what have you brought?
Now, the one I want to craft is the Voice of the Stars. Can be inserted into jewelry with sockets. You can equip multiple of the same. Listen and it will guide you to greatness. For that, I need a Raging Enigma, a Heart of Anima, and an Elder Sigil. So the Elder Sigil. Anathema to the Horrors of Sanctuary. We'll craft one of those. And I also needed a Heart of Anima. Your mind triumphs material reality. I have a little bit too much in terms of socketables. I'll just drop some of the runes for now. They don't really matter. Okay. So that is those. And then I need the Raging Enigma. So the Raging Enigma. I do have the Skull Fragments. I just need a Phantom String. Harness its fury at your own peril. And Wicked Pact and Phantom String. So the Wicked Pact was infinite beyond wishes to wield you. And then it was Phantom String. Let's see here. Fate is a fickle mistress, cut on a whim in an instant. So that should give me the... Let's just double check that I'm not screwing up. The Raging... No. Here we go. The Raging Enigma. That's right. So what is interesting is all of these, they give about 160 armor and 8% resistance to the elements, regardless of how good they are. It is only their, you could call it like final ability that actually matters. There we go. Now we can pick these up once again. So getting the fugitive heads, I think it is supposed to empower you quite a bit. Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to keep these, is because of the text. In the swamp, we value materials that others might discard. Flesh, bone, claws, feathers, formidable tools for a learned witch. It's the same for all of the tomes, no matter if they were rare, legendary, or common, or magical. So I just wanted to show off that the legendary tomes, it's the exact same. Now we're gonna have to take our time to sell all of these, and we're gonna have to click accept every single time. I guess they never thought that people would pick up more. They would just use them immediately, which means that you don't get duplicates. But alas, trying to make sure that I had everything means that I'm gonna have to suffer through this. So most of the witchcraft powers are acquired via the season story. However, there are a few additional ones, especially the legendary ones, that require the finding of forgotten altars, and those can be found in turn either in nightmare dungeons or in rootholds. I'll be showing off one of those right now. Alright, here we are in a nightmare dungeon, and there is a forgotten altar right here, and we just unlocked a new witchcraft. You've learned a secret forgotten witchcraft. So, this is the first one I've gotten so far. The drop rate is apparently been boosted. Now, it used to be super low. Now, the higher torment difficulties you're at, the more boosted it is. It's like 5% at torment 4, something like that. And you can get them in nightmare dungeons, apparently in the pit as well as in the rootholds. So, rootholds probably your best bet, but I thought it'd be interesting to show off that they do actually work in nightmare dungeons. Alright, so here we have another Mother's Blessings. I think this is the second one for this season. I'm happy that they're doing multiple ones. I feel like a week is not that long. I was just about to... Yeah, the US standard of having the day in the middle kind of throws me off for living in Europe. From the 18th of March, that's what it says, 7 p.m. to the 25th of March, earn golden experience at increased rates and claim bonus gifts from the tree caches. So 35% experience, 50% gold, and you get the collection of chaos after returning Grim Favors. So this is the same thing that happened last time. Very happy about that. It is a nice way. I wish it was more than just a week, though. I wish it was like 2 weeks. I guess the idea is to incentivize a lot of playtime. If it was 2 weeks, maybe people would spread it out. But on the flip side, I think it's so difficult to get to level 300 anyway that I would have liked if it was for 2 weeks, personally. But I will be enjoying this quite a bit. So, the armory, which was one of the big things that they sold on this season, has been broken for most of it. It has apparently been fixed. We're going to have to try that out. Arm yourself in the armory. Effortlessly swap between saved builds and equipment using this new feature. One armory for all your needs. Use the armory to save, load, and name up to 5 builds as loadouts per character. Make a loadout to suit any situation in Sanctuary. Save time, prepare ahead. Equipped items, paragon boards, and glyphs, skills, and class mechanics can be saved with the armory. Select an empty slot in the armory to begin. Armories are dotted throughout Sanctuary, with one located in every major city, the Training Grounds, Dark Citadel, and the Tree of Whispers. So let's check that out. That's the first thing we're going to do right now. We're going to save the current build that we have. And then I'm actually upgrading my paragon glyphs at this point. So getting up to level 100 of each is going to force me to redo my paragon board. So having this one saved and then kind of messing around, I think would be pretty good. Okay, so let's see. The armory should be here somewhere, right? The stash, the wardrobe, the select difficulty. I don't see the marker anywhere. Is there a quest for it? No. In that case, we're going to go to the Tree of Whispers because it is smaller. Right, here we go. So I think the armory is... Oh, the lag. The lag. Armory is right there. So we're going to save everything that we have. So we can choose which skills we want. We're going to rename it to Basic Blood Wave. Okay, Blood W. Basic Blood. That's fine. And I guess we could select stuff or move stuff, I guess. Yeah, sure. Save. Are you sure you want to save this build? It will overwrite the loadout in the slot. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to really quickly create another build and see if the paragon overlaps. So my current paragon right now, following max roll, so let's be honest, I'm not really doing anything all that special, is this one right here. So it has like a tree that goes up like this. And the other version goes the different way. So give me a few seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, so at this point I have actually redone my entire Paragon board, more or less. I've saved it as 100 blood. So if I load this one, it is saved. Okay, that is actually perfect. Okay, really nice. I'm still probably just going to keep this one, but it does work. Fantastic. Alright, so that is the armory. I think it would be great for if you're using the same equipment for multiple builds. Especially if you have multiple characters. In terms of like the Necromancer, it's not that impressive because there's only really one super powerful build. But, well, I guess there's two. So theoretically you could do two different ones. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, that's kind of cool. So the final thing I will be doing is getting Dorian the pet, Raven, by completing this season's journey. Not doing Loot Master, which is in the Helltide, but instead doing the Root Pulverizer, activate 2 shrines within a single root hold. And all we have to do is select a root hold key in our dungeon keys and teleport right there. And I'll be making a cut to the completion. So we need to perform up to 2 ritual rites or ceremonies in the root hold. We're going to be doing this legendary. Your potion stuns you for 1.5 seconds. That sounds good enough. Oh, can we do... Oh, I guess we could have done more than one. It's fine. Currently very powerful. Quite a few legendaries. Still not the best equipment one can have. Like my Kasim's Legacy, or... Yeah, Kasim's Legacy, they're okay. They're not amazing. So grinding some of the bosses might be prudent. Now this is one of the places where you get Silent Rot, as well as, I believe, the possibility to unlock some of these new spell powers. Now I've already done so via dungeons and the pit and other things, but, you know, playing optimally, maybe doing a few of these every now and then would have been smart. I'm just picking everything up, even though it's kind of unnecessary. Well, hopefully we get a legendary route that we can activate, so we can clear up the quest. Yes, alright. You take constant shadow damage. That sounds very annoying. I don't really need the other ones, so I could open this, but sure, why not? Sure. Yeah, shadow damage, it's going to be annoying. That combined with the stunning aspect of the whole thing is going to be an absolute pain. So we're just going to run to the end and try to get the things done as quickly as possible. Here you are. Look at all that. Ooh, Cannibal Massacre. Slay 10,000 cannibals. Nice. And we have another one right there. So this is the exact same like in the quest storyline for the witches. Coven storyline. And it's the same with other seasons. They kind of introduce all the mechanics via the story, which I like. I think the only one that was the exception was the Infernal Hordes. And even there, they eventually introduced it into... well, into the... when you got up to World Tier 3. That one was really good, honestly. This is definitely the best season since the Infernal Hordes. The previous one, the season itself sucked, honestly. We'll see what the next season is like. I think they extended the length of this season by a couple weeks because they're having problems with the next one, I guess. Not really quite sure. I think the odds of getting a fugitive head are pretty low. I think they're the same as if you were in the zone region, right? Yeah, we didn't get one. But we did, however, do this. Now we'll wait till we're in town, so I'll be making a cut there. Alright, here we are once again. It is time to claim the reward. So we get the Dorian Pet Raven. We get the Raven Familiar Emblem, which I don't really care about. Destroyer's Cache, which I believe contains a Resplendent Spark. Crafting Cache, some Summoning Items Cache, and a Master Gator Archetype Cache. Alright, sure. So we get a lot. Let's just do this one first. Yeah, one Resplendent Spark. And a bunch of elixirs. Not bad at all. I believe that with that I have 2 Resplendent Sparks, so I could actually forge 3 of them even, in fact. So I could actually forge quite a few legendaries. So I might try to roll some of these. See if I can get something better than the ones I have. Yeah. Some experience, that's always nice. Don't mind if I do. And speaking of things to do, let's equip our Raven Familiar. So we just go here, wardrobe, pets, and here we go. This should be, there you go. The Raven should be following us around. Yeah, that's nice. That's kind of cool. That's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people have them. I guess everyone over level 250 more or less has them at this point, because you will pretty much naturally get almost all of the objectives without even really trying if you play it this far. A few of them you might have to like try. For example, upgrade Witch Powers to rank 20. Like that might take a little bit of effort. But even so, I don't think it's that much of an issue. Now with that done, I think that concludes everything that this season has to offer. It has been a pretty cool one, a pretty great one, honestly. I played it a bit less than the previous season because of the expansion, and probably didn't give it as much time as I could have. So what I played was a lot of fun. This is definitely the best season so far, in my opinion. They have added in a lot of mechanics that are good. The Hell Tides are a lot better. The Hell Hunt regions are fun, which are season specific. The new region, I will admit, I haven't done almost anything there, but you could if you wanted to. And then stuff like the Infernal Hordes, the Pit, the bosses, they're all pretty good endgame loops. It's maybe not the deepest game, but it is good. It gets a little bit grindy towards the end. Like even now, I'm basically going to have to grind the Pit to get all the Glyph XP, and then just grind the Pit and the Infernal Hordes to get levels, and then maybe a little bit of bossing to get items. And that's kind of it right now. So there's still stuff to be worked on, but if this was the state of the game, let's say a year ago, I think it would be, well, it would have been praised instead of hated as it was. That's my assumption. But I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Join me next time where I continue with the next season, which will be season 8. Kind of crazy that it's already been 8 seasons. I think I'll give some sort of overarching analysis after 10 seasons. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, so that concludes everything for the endgame content of this season, the season of Witchcraft. There is, of course, the story compilation episode that will be released next week on Wednesday. And then, because it took me a while to upload this, I will be continuing with the next season, the season 8, which is all about the endgame bosses. Not a lot of boss content this season because they're unchanged from prior, but as they will be getting a revamp, we will be visiting that. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode, even though it was quite long and a little bit disjointed. I think I got everything in here. Do let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this season. I thought it was quite the blast. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.